So I got a new brand of melatonin to help me sleep. It was cheaper. It was at Walmart. Seriously, first night I took the melatonin, I had a dream that the Predator was chasing me. You know, the one that fought Alien like 4 times? Him. And in the dream, nobody would believe me because he would just turn invisible every time I would point at him, and then he wouldn't be there. Not only will I never take that melatonin again, but I'm gonna sue Walmart because I am fairly certain they were hallucinogenics. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and happy Friday. Now, I was actually going to give you guys another franchise mode for today's pre-record, but I'm going to move that to Monday, and today we're going to do something else. Today, I am going to be describing what I think every NFL quarterback was like when they were in high school. And yes, this video is meant to be goofy. Have fun with it. It's like the video I made when I was trying to say how many head coaches I could beat in a fist fight. Don't take it too serious, guys. Couple of quick things before we get into the video. One, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel product. And two, if you're 18 years or older, you can head over to Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app, where code WyattzWorld will match up to $100 of your first deposit. Remember, always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Alright guys, so here we are at the list, and it could not be more simple. We got a high school and 32 students. We're just gonna go right down the list, drag, talk, and drop. So starting off, how was Andy Dalton when he was in high school? Andy Dalton, I'm gonna guess, was the athletic jock who had the same girlfriend for 4 years, got straight A's, and definitely was a teacher's pet. Alright, moving on, we got Dak. I feel like he was a well-liked jock. Like, he was obviously super athletic, he was the quarterback of the school, but he has kind of a chill tempo to him. I feel like he was the guy in high school, you know, who could just walk into any classroom and talk to anybody, or he could walk through a lunchroom and just sit at any table and know somebody. He didn't struggle in high school. Moving on, we got Daniel Jones, someone I do think probably struggled in high school. I'm guessing he was the kid who got thrown into lockers every single morning. He's also the super quiet student who got caught looking at porn in the bathroom. Next up, we got Davis Mills. You can tell he was the guy in high school who just literally did not talk to anybody and nobody talked to him. Everybody knew of him, but nobody knew about him. He woke up, he went to school, he went home, he played video games, he went to bed. He lives a simple life. I like it. Following Davis Mills, we got Derek Carr. He was the athlete who was in choir. All right, up next, we got Geno Smith. He was the guy who was always super nice, never did anything wrong, but everyone just continued to always give him shit for no reason. Following him, we got Jacoby Brissett. He was the guy in high school that everyone forgot they actually went to your school because he was in PSEO taking college classes for majority of his high school career. Up next, we got Jalen Hurts. He was the guy who never dated any girl, but every single week there was a different girl wearing his jersey. You can tell he was a dog. After Jalen, we've got Jared Goff. He was a class clown. He's a pretty funny dude. Like, I feel like he wasn't a loudmouth. He didn't cause a lot of issues, but he was always, you know, just cracking jokes, or if he was in your friend group, he was always generating the most laughs. I feel like he was a pretty funny, chill dude. Up next, we got Jimmy G. He was the kid who was banging teachers. You ever hear those stories about teachers being arrested for having sex with students? He is that student. Up next, we got Joe Burrow. He was the guy in high school who was elite at absolutely everything he did, and every person, teacher, faculty member adored him. He was the guy that would walk into any bar in the town and people would get up and take off their hats. That's how much they liked him. All right, next up, we got Josh Allen, and I don't mean to offend my boy here, but he was the guy who was really, really good at everything, kind of like Joe Burrow, but he had horseshit grades because he was such a goofball, and the coaches constantly had to ride his ass so he could play games. Dude, it'll be a crunch time 4th down drive in a playoff game, and this guy will be quoting Billy Madison at the line. Moving on, we got Justin Fields. He was the guy who never gave a shit ever, but then suddenly one day in gym class, a football coach happened to see him run really fast, and they said, "Hey kid, you're gonna play football," and he was like, "Alright." Following Fields, we got Justin Herbert. He showered with his bathing suit on and talked to no girls until he was 18. Moving on, we got Kenny Pickett. Looks like any varsity hockey player I've ever seen. Guessing he had really rich parents. After Kenny Pickett, we've got Kirk Cousins. Had the same girlfriend from 6th grade all the way through high school. Never missed a homework assignment, got straight A's. Obviously was a star athlete, but one day he shit his pants during math class and people never forgot about it. Following Kirk, we've got Kyler Murray. I would make a Call of Duty joke, but those became not funny like 6 months ago. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he got the ladies because he was such a good athlete, but every girlfriend he ever had was taller than him by a foot. Up next, we got Lamar Jackson. He was the guy in high school who got away with a lot of shit just because he so likable when you talk to him. He'd be late like 3 out of 5 days a week. He'd show up to class still eating half of his lunch. He'd text on his phone during class, but he would never get in trouble because he would always just talk his way out of it. Have you ever seen him in an interview? His personality's like Mark Ingram. It's impossible not to like. After Lamar, we've got Mac Jones. He paid people to do his homework for him. But then when he would get his homework, you could tell he just wouldn't pay the people, and then he would threaten them if they were to tell on him. Moving on, we got Marcus Mariota. He ran to lunch every fucking day. And he drove a super nice car, so he had a lot of attention, but the day everyone graduated, everyone forgot about him. Up next, we got Matt Stafford. The only reason he's the quarterback is because he's the coach's son. Up next, we got Aaron Rodgers. He's the chemistry teacher that does mushrooms. He also lets kids do acid with him. Have you guys ever seen this show, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide? It was on Nickelodeon back in the day in like 2007. Classic show, absolute gem. But some of you guys probably already know where I'm going with this. There was a teacher named Mr. Quest. Terrible quality picture, but that is what he looked like, and that was Aaron Rodgers, man. He was just a hippie. You gotta focus on the energy, man. Like, come on! It's literally right there. Oh, wait. Following Aaron Rodgers, we've got Patrick Mahomes. He's the guy that everybody loved, but everybody hated his girlfriend. So they never got invited to anything and they ate lunch by themselves. Up next, we got PJ Walker. He's the senior that never ever got to start a football game, but he did win Homecoming King out of pity. Following him, we've got Russell Wilson. He's the guy to throw a party and then leave the party and call the cops on the party. Absolutely nobody liked him and he was a snake. Up next, we got Ryan Tannehill. He was the guy who hung out with a very, very popular crowd, but never ever spoke a word. He was just friends with one of them, so everybody was okay with him, but he was socially awkward. He never talked. Following him, we've got Sam Ellinger. He was the new kid at school that ate lunch under the stairs by himself. Up next, we've got Heineke. He was the guy who was really good at like skateboarding, snowboarding, skiing. I don't know why, he just gives off that demeanor to me. He would also bring tech decks in class and just fingerboard all day. Moving on, we got Tom Brady. He is the principal's son, and if you ever mess with him at all, you're getting suspended. After Tom, we've got Trevor Lawrence. He was the hick. He was the one that drove a big diesel pickup truck. He wore a big Bass Pro Shop hat, always had some chew in his mouth, wore steel-toe boots. That was Trevor Lawrence. That's probably really wrong, but his accent is what makes me think that. Following Trevor, we got Tua. He was never the big guy in his family. He was never the big guy in school. But if you so much as touched him, his older brothers would hunt you down and kick the shit out of you. And lastly, we've got Zach Wilson. Parents were dentists, came from a rich family, always had very expensive clothing, drove a nice car, was already recruited into a frat when he was in high school, only hung out with girls, and he took prom pictures with his mom. I mean, I would too, Zach. All right, guys, and that was all for me saying how I think every quarterback was as a high school student. I hope you guys had fun with this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you already know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, turn that bell on. I do my best to post on this channel every single day. We'll be back to live videos soon, guys. I'm enjoying my time in Buffalo, believe it. Go Bills on Sunday. Have a good one. I will see you in the next video.